At the world's toughest borders, where inches matter and delays can cost life. In BRO's biggest strategic leap, with roads, bridges, and tunnels, India is carving strategic lifelines to its frontiers through the Himalayas.
लगभग 5,000 करोड़ की लागत से पूरे हुए ये 125 प्रोजेक्ट ग्यारह के इतिहास में अब तक सबसे हाईएस्ट वैल्यू इनॉग्रेशन।
This is a road which going up to Daulat Beg Oldie is going to be in use and needs to be perpetually open.
So anything which is close to the borders and the troops are either deployed now or maybe deployed sometime need to be sustained.
The total infrastructure projects that we've completed in this calendar year amount to 175 at a cost of 7,000 crores.
In the highest value inauguration in the history of the Border Roads Organization in terms of total cost, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh dedicated 125 Border Roads Organization projects worth nearly Rs 5,000 crore to the nation. These projects span some of the most remote and challenging border regions across the Union territories of Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir and the states of Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Rajasthan, West Bengal and Mizoram. News 9 visited a few of these newly completed projects, including the significant 1 kilometer long Shyok Tunnel built on the strategically critical Durbuk-Shyok Daulat Beg Oldie road. To understand just how difficult construction in this terrain is, consider this. Even reaching the Shyok Tunnel required us to cross Changla Pass at 17,688 feet, higher than the Everest Base Camp, where we struggled against freezing winds and oxygen-starved air.
While moving towards the Shyok Tunnel, this is one milestone that we have reached. It is the Changla Pass. We consider it as an achievement for us as well to be at this altitude. It is December right now, chilling temperature and snow-covered mountains over here. So we are crossing this pass to reach the Shyok Tunnel.
As we reached the strategically important Shyok Tunnel, we met the Director General of the Border Roads Organization, Lieutenant General Raghu Srinivasan. Hello, sir.
Hi.
How are you, sir?
Hi, Nivriti. How are you?
Another feat.
Yes, we are back in altitude
Right, sir.
at 14,000 feet.
Right, sir. So it's too cold today.
Well, normal for this time of the year.
When I reached here in the morning, it was around minus 20.
Okay.
And now it should be minus 15, sir.
Oh, but we are lucky there's a little bit of sun outside.
Right, sir.
Okay.
Behind us is another feather in BRO's cap, Border Roads Organization's cap. In the last 10 years, BRO has done extremely well, and we are here with the Director General of Border Roads Organization, Lieutenant General Raghu Srinivasan.
Well, it's always a pleasure being here with you at these locations, Nivriti. And what you see over here is a cut and cover tunnel. I'll need to explain what a cut and cover tunnel is, because normal tunnels, they pass through the mountains. They are built into the mountain. This is a variation of the same thing. This you could think as a road which has been cut into the hillside and covered. And we have seen that this is the most dangerous part of this road. Now, the reason why it has been covered is because if you see these steep slopes and it could be covered with snow. And this generally comes and has, in this particular area where the cut and cover tunnel is, it is prone to landslides and repeated damages.
Cut and cover tunnel that you have seen is the first tunnel that we are using not for the purpose of going through a mountain, but just to taking care of a stretch which has always been a nightmare and been getting disrupted very often. Now this is a stretch of almost a kilometer long. So kilometer long, always getting disrupted, takes about 10 days, sometimes 15 days, and on occasions during monsoon even 18 days. You can say at a stretch if it gets closed for 10 to 15 days, and let's say there are 4 such disruptions in a year, almost 2 months of road getting closed is now free from closure. It was basically taking care, making a protective structure. So if you could make a breast wall or a side support, it will hold on for some time, and then the slush would carry over. But when you have a tunnel, it is able to take on the kind of load which, even if it is a loose soil which gets accumulated on top of it, it will not disrupt the traffic.
The Shyok Tunnel, built on the strategically critical DSDBO road, connects the sensitive Depsang Plains. To the south lies Galwan, where 20 Indian soldiers were martyred in 2020 in the deadliest clash between Chinese PLA and the Indian Army in 4 decades. To its north is Daulat Beg Oldi, another key military location. By enabling all-weather connectivity to these areas, the Shyok Tunnel significantly strengthens India's access and operational readiness along this crucial frontier.
Anything which is close to the borders and the troops are either deployed now or maybe deployed sometime need to be sustained. And for sustenance, anything which connects is good for them.
This road that we are, standing on is the Durbuk Shyok, the Daulat Beg Oldi road, which is a very important road from us for the army from a strategic perspective.
Right.
This cut and cover is 920 kilometers long. It is in 2 segments. One is 500 meters and the other is 420 meters.
Considerable length.
Considerable length. So because you have to consider the fact that the working season over here is never more than 6 months. This gives us the confidence that we can build these in all the other places, because essentially wherever we are constructing roads, we are dealing with fragile Himalayan geology.
Right.
So this is true for all the border states.
And it can act as a cover also, sir, in case of any eventuality when you require it. It can act as a bunker.
Well, that I would leave to the army to see how best they can utilize it, because as we walk along, you'll see how wide it is and how useful it can be.
It's a 2-lane tunnel, sir.
It is.
With pathways.
Yes, with
Both the
pathways on both sides.
So are we planning to put in fire hydrants and all?
Yes.
In future?
Yes. Whether we require ventilation, whether we require, telephones, whether we require fire, safety, all that is as per the codal provisions are being provided.
One very interesting thing is that BRO was able to construct only 2 tunnels after BRO came into being until 10 or 12 years back. And now you have such technologies and you've built a lot of tunnels. How many of them have you built until now?
See, I think overall this has been a very remarkable surge. We are able to bring the best technology in the world to the mountains. We constructed the Sela Tunnel, which was inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister in March 24. It gives us access, all-weather access to the Tawang region. And then immediately we did the first blast last year in August, again done by the Honorable Prime Minister, of the Shinkunla Tunnel, which is the 3rd axis to Leh. You've covered it, quite a bit, which is on the Nimubadam Darcha axis.
This will be the highest tunnel.
That will be the highest tunnel at 15,000 feet in the world. So we are now building tunnels at very high altitudes, We are building them in the limited working season that we have and configuring for the Himalayan geology.
Would you mind, sir, if we drive through the tunnel
It'll be a pleasure.
with you?
It'll be a pleasure. Come.
Let's go. So we are entering inside the tunnel and we are honored that DG Border Roads Organization is himself driving us inside the tunnel. Sir, how are you feeling? It's a great achievement.
We are very, very happy to be driving through the tunnel. And as you see, it's a smooth drive.
Yes.
And you feel, that it's wide enough. It's double lane. It's a 7.5 meter wide tunnel with 1 meter walkways on either side.
Right, sir.
And in fact, the height is also very good, that it is 7.5 meters. So we will be able to get everything that we need, across through this tunnel.
And it's a well lit tunnel, sir.
Yes, I mean I think that is something which all tunnels need. That when you travel through them, it should be well lit so that you can make this a smooth journey.
Tell us something about this arch, sir.
Yeah, so
because-
this is this is called little arch technology that we are using. Essentially, what it means is that the arch is made of small modular forms,
Right.
which each of them fit into each other. We called it interlocking, but you could, for a in a colloquial term, you could look at it as Lego blocks.
Right.
The small pieces are constructed elsewhere, brought here, transported, and joined together over here. That saves on two things. One is that the speed of construction and the quality of construction remains very high. The second is more important for us is that it's difficult to construct over here given the extreme climate and the working conditions. So whether cement has to set or bitumen has to set, all of these require some ambient temperature. Now when we are talking, just as we talk, it is minus 15 degrees centigrade. So it is much better that we use such technology, and we are giving more and more impetus to this technology. And now, if you notice, I just stopped. We are crossing the bridge. On your left is frozen Nala
Yeah,
presently.
we can see that, sir.
Yes, is the frozen Nala, and all this water comes down, and therefore we had made this
That
30-meter
shows
bridge across.
sir, how difficult the conditions
Yes.
are here.
In final terms, anything that you construct on the border must be looked at life cycle costs.
Right.
You can't be penny wise and pound foolish. You have to say that, okay, it may cost more, but it's going to be durable because I'm going to make it once and not going to keep making. That's it.
So we are out of the one tunnel. This tunnel is around 500 meters.
This is 500 meters. This is 420 meters.
Okay. And in between is this little bridge
Yes.
that connects both the tunnels.
Yes. So this bridge is the link, and we had to have the bridge over here because as this water body is coming down, you can see it coming and flowing down. So we needed to maintain its natural course. It is coming down, and there you can see the shock.
Even the shock is frozen
Yes.
right now.
Slopes of this mountain on which this cut and cover tunnel has been made. So you would see that most of it, traditionally, there has been a lot of damage to this section of the road.
Right.
So we had identified that this section of the road is perpetually facing damage, and there was a need to have this cut and cover tunnel so that we have one single and permanent solution for a problem.
You are in winters, you must visit this place in monsoons. DSDBO astride the Shok River. I mean, you have to see it to believe it. There were at least almost 2 months last time, and at least 45 spots where the road was cut off because the Shok River, which is called the sorrow of Ladakh, never used to be in such spate. And the kind of monsoons that we have seen this year, I think it's a cause of worry. And I think with times to come, we will have to be more active in terms of catering for such disruptions in a more formidable manner.
Over some time, the water in the Shok has increased, and it is prone to flood.
seen this happening in many of the border villages. I have covered Dame Chowk also. So earlier there were no health facilities for them. Now there
True.
are medical centers.
Yes.
All because of these roads.
Yes, I mean the first point is economic opportunity consists. Then it brings in healthcare. You get schools, you get banking facilities, and everything then builds up
So let's go to the
to
other
the,
tunnel.
to the other end. Come.
So we are moving inside
The second
the
part.
second tunnel now, and the height is quite good because we can see the drone flying with us inside the tunnel. Sir.
Oh yes, it is.
So it's really fantastic. Are you planning to demand more budget from the government?
I mean, in the last year we had a budget of 16,600 crores, which was a record. And this year we have a budget of 18,700 crores.
Right.
Last year we constructed again something of a record, which was 1,125 kilometers of completed road. And this year we have targeted ourselves that we will move to 1,250 kilometers. Constructing roads in these places and completing them is of course a challenge, and we're trying to do the best that we can.
This is not the only thing that has been inaugurated. There are 125 border roads projects that have been inaugurated.
On 7th of May, the day we launched Op Sindoor, the Honorable Raksha Mantri ji had inaugurated 50 of our projects. So that was approximately 2,000 crore that we had done 50 projects. We've completed 125 more projects, of which we have 28 roads, 93 bridges and 4 infrastructure projects which are included in this. And these, as you said, are at 5,000 crores. So then the total infrastructure projects that we've completed in this calendar year amount to 175 at a cost of 7,000 crores. This is just what we are doing for the army.
So out of 125 projects, 30 projects have been constructed by Himang, which is the largest among all the projects.
So Ladakh has seen a great degree of connectivity being established right up to the line of actual control and the line of control. This is something which we are looking at. And our line of communication, that is, I mean, where do you get your stores from? I mean, if you look at Pathankot or Chandigarh or you look at Srinagar, as you go further and further closer to the LAC, you're going to get further and further away from these depots that you're working for. So this adds to the challenge that we have.
And the two more projects that I should be asking about is the CDFD road. The part of it is also being inaugurated. It has been inaugurated.
Yes,
and
yes.
Hanle-Chumar road is
Yes.
another important
Yes.
road.
Yes.
If you can briefly tell us about both the roads.
So essentially what you're talking about is the Chushul, Dungti, Phukche, Demchok road. So I'm glad to know that you are also using border road abbreviations. So this road, if you really look at it, Eastern Ladakh is cut into half by the Pangangso Lake. And to the north, we have this road which we are working on, is basically Daulat Beg Durbukshok road. And to the south is the CDFD, which is over there. So this is, in our parlance, the lateral, which is running, as you say, parallel to the LAC, which is giving you lateral connectivity all along the LAC. So it naturally, I mean, even anyone would realize that it would be extremely important, of course, from a security perspective. And this is something which must be maintained all weather. It must able to take all kinds of traffic. It should serve the purpose for the military and the other security forces.
You're also connecting the parallel roads with axials.
That's right. So like I keep saying that we start by having an axial. So what would be an axial in this term? Now you're on a lateral, which is parallel to the line of actual control. So this is some kind of broad concept and strategy which is being designed for us by the army and the government. Once you have this lateral, you can make small short axials further on to exactly the places that you want.
Lastly, congratulations to you, sir, because in the name of those axials that you are talking about, you have constructed the highest motorable road
Yes.
in the world.
Yes, and Nivriti, you were there. You were actually one of the only people, the first person to reach there, which is Migla. I mean, the fact is that we broke our record of Khardungla by constructing Khardungla, which was at 18,000 feet, we constructed Umlingla. And then now 19,400 feet is Migla. So I think the records are, of the border roads, which the border roads has been able to break.
Apart from roads and tunnels, the BRO has constructed 93 bridges. These are Class 70 bridges capable of carrying any military vehicle or heavy equipment, ensuring full operational mobility along the borders.
How has the last decade been, or the last 15, 20 years been for border roads?
In many times, I would easily say 4 to 5 times in the last 15 years, we have had an increment of in terms of a surge. And that surge has come in terms of the tasking, in terms of the projects which are assigned to us, in terms of the financial outlay, in terms of our capability development, including getting the better practices, better machinery, seeing that we are better trained, our personnel are able to take on this capability. So for a person, for the border roads, it is a very exciting time. You have a lot of work. You have very challenging work. You have enough capability to do that work. You've been given enough funds for that work. You're being supported to do that work. What more could you ask for?
In the past 2 years, BRO has delivered 356 strategically important projects, setting a new benchmark in border infrastructure. Recognizing its vital role in national security, the government raised the Border Roads Organization's budget to Rs 7,146 crore.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you, Nivriti.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.